In this particular video, we will look into the details of phylum Annelida. Now, coming to the name Annelida, it comes from the Latin word annulus. The word annulus means little ring, and if we talk of a very common example of phylum Annelida, that is earthworm, then we can see that the body is divided into small rings, small segments or metameres, and that is how the name Annelida comes. After this, talking about the habitat of phylum Annelida is just reverse of the two phylums that are present before it. That is phylum Platyhelminthes and phylum Aschelminthes. Both phylums were mostly parasitic, but in this it is sometimes parasitic and mostly these are free living. So these can be aquatic, terrestrial. In aquatic, these can be marine as well as freshwater. Talking of the examples of parasitic, leeches are very common examples of ectoparasites. Next, talking of the body form. Now, body is divided into small segments and the segments are called as metameres. That is why we say that true segmentation or metameres is found in the case of phylum Annelida. Now, annelids have longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. If we talk about annelids that live in water, that is the aquatic annelids. Example of aquatic annelid is Nereis, which is being shown here. Now, these have lateral appendages which are called as parapodia, and these appendages help in swimming. So in this particular structure, we can see these small triangular structures present on lateral sides of the body. So these are actually the parapodia and which will help in the process of swimming. After this, talking of the basis of classification, characters which are present in it. So organ system level of organization is present, bilateral symmetry, triploblastic condition, coelomate. Now, if we talk about coelomate condition, then phylum Annelida is the first phylum that has true coelom present in it. Also, Annelida is the first phylum which has a true segmentation or metamerism which is present. Now, the metamerism will be both external and internal in the case of Annelida. So, if we see the segmentation externally, we will find those segments present, and if we do anatomy, if we cut annelid, then inside also we will find these metameres. So, that is why it is both externally and internally. Talking about the digestive system, it is complete digestive system. Now, if we talk about circulatory system, then annelids are the first phylum in which circulatory system came. And the circulatory system in the case of annelids is closed. One exception has to be considered here, that is leeches. So, leeches are exception and leeches have open circulatory system. Talking about the excretory system, now, nephridia, singular nephridium, it is the excretory system which is present in the case of annelids, and it helps in osmoregulation as well as excretion. Next, talking about the nervous system. Now, there are a pair of ganglia which are present. Now, these paired ganglia are connected by lateral nerves to double, ventral and solid nerve cord. So, we have to note the condition of nerve cord over here. It is just reverse to our spinal cord. For comparison we can take. So, our spinal cord is dorsal, it will be ventral. Spinal cord is single, it will be double, and it is solid. So, whenever if nerve cord is present in the case of invertebrates, then this particular condition will be present. After this, coming to reproductive system. Now, in the case of reproductive system, these are bisexual as well as unisexual. So, example of bisexual annelids are earthworm and leeches, and example of unisexual is Nereis. Sexual reproduction is found, both external and internal fertilization, and indirect and direct fertilization development is present in the case of annelids. Examples: Ferritima, earthworm; Neris, which is shown here, then Hirudinaria, that is the blood sucking leak, which is being shown here.